Hi, this is Chris from GAK, and today we're going to be looking at the top 3 acoustic guitars for beginners. So I've picked out 3 guitars today that I think would really suit a beginner for various different reasons, and we're going to go over those different reasons in just a moment. So I know there's quite a lot out there in terms of beginner acoustics. There's loads of different brands, there's loads of different types, there's loads of choices that can sometimes perhaps be a little bit intimidating if you're new to the world, if you're buying for a child or something like that. So what I want to do is I want to kind of narrow it down, kind of explain a few of the key words, and hopefully, even if you don't pick one of these, gives you a better option when you're deciding. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is probably the most important thing when you're selecting acoustic guitars, is the body size. Now, there's a variety of different sizes. They all kind of get named different things. Some brands will call them something slightly different to others, but there are kind of a few main body sizes that you will come across. So firstly, we have a dreadnought. Now this is the Fender CD60. And it's basically a classic dreadnought shape. So this is the most common size that you're going to find on the market. So they're quite big. You know, it's the kind of size of guitar that you will most commonly see out there. So they're perfect for strumming chords. They're great for, you know, that kind of just solo playing and singing as well. They've got a kind of nice boomy low ends. They've still got a lot of clarity. I'd say they're perfect for kind of sitting around the campfire, singing along. The one thing I will say about them is that they can be a little bit big, a bit cumbersome for kind of smaller framed people, or, you know, like children, for example, if you're buying for your kid. So they might kind of feel a little bit too uncomfortable with it. However, if you can master guitar whilst playing this, then you're pretty much going to be comfortable on anything else. So in particular, the reason why I have selected this today is because it is, for the money, absolutely fantastic. It is just over £100, and you're getting a Fender instrument for a fraction of the price that you really should be paying, maybe. Built well, feels nice to play. It's got a kind of laminated spruce top, and then mahogany back and side. So those are classic acoustic guitar tone woods. So sonically, it's going to feel right at home. They come in a variety of colours. I've got the natural here today, but they also do black, they've got a sunburst, and they've even got an all mahogany model, which looks really nice as well. They've come kind of on their own. You can get them with electrics. You can also get them with a little cutaway. So if you want to play kind of, you know, a little bit higher up the fretboard, then you can get a guitar that really suits you. So they are a dreadnought, as I mentioned. The other good thing about the Fenders is that they do this version in a slightly smaller size as well, if you wanted it. So the next size I'm going to look at is known sometimes as concert, sometimes as orchestra model, and they look a little bit like this. There is a slight difference between the two. A concert is slightly bigger. It's kind of got the same lower bout size as a dreadnought, but with a thinner upper bout. The orchestra model is a little bit slimmer and a little bit kind of more compact, but they're very similar kind of sizes compared to the dreadnought, and they're a little bit more comfortable to play. You don't quite get the same kind of boomy sound when you're strumming it as you do. It still sounds good. It's a bit more of a refined sound, but they're a lot easier to play, especially for beginners. So if you're kind of like an adult who maybe has kind of smaller reach or something like that, and you wanted something that's a little bit more comfortable to play, but you don't necessarily want to sacrifice the kind of the sound too much or the depth of the sound, then this would be perfect. So this is the Eastman E10M. Now the reason I've picked this, it's in a slightly kind of higher price bracket than the other guitars we're looking at. But I think just because you're learning guitar, just beginning, it doesn't mean you have to go right down to the entry level. I mean, what this would give you is something that for the price is fantastic. It's handmade. It's got hand scallop bracing, it's got Sitka spruce and sapele back and sides. So they're made from really good quality tone woods, and you know, they come in at under £500, and you know, it's something that's going to last you a lifetime, really. I mean, it's not something you're going to grow out of or anything like that. It's a lovely sounding guitar. Because they're a little bit more refined, they're perfect for kind of finger picking, you know, playing kind of intricate parts, and they're just a bit more delicate of a sound than say a dreadnought. So getting down the smaller end of the body scale, you can get things like Parlours, which are kind of smaller again than a concert. They're great for folk and things like that, but they still have the same scale length, so the same kind of length of the fretboard as the other full-size guitars that we've got. But if you're a child, for example, if you're looking, if you've got small hands, you want something that's just comfortable to play straight away, then maybe perhaps it's worth looking at a travel guitar, or a 3/4 size as they're known as. So in this range, I have decided to go for the Yamaha JR2. Now this here is shown in tobacco sunburst, but they also do a natural version which looks kind of like the other ones that we're playing, but I just thought I'd bring over something that looks a bit different. So the advantages of this guitar is that with it having a smaller scale length, it's a lot easier for, you know, learning children or kind of people with small hands, things like that, to fret chords. It's easier for that. You kind of, you know, it's easier to reach across the fretboard because it's got that smaller scale length. So it's just a lot more comfortable to begin on. Also, the much smaller body it's a lot easier for a child, for example, to wrap their hands around. In terms of the sound, it's a little bit less loud. It's not as boomy. But for a beginner guitar, it's absolutely perfect for that. The other reason I like the JR2 is because it also comes with a padded gig bag. So it's great for taking to school, you know, keeping it safe because kids are a bit clumsy, I know I was. So it's a good way of kind of preserving the life of the instrument. It's great for portability, taking to guitar teacher lessons and things like that. And it's for the money that you pay for one of these, which is kind of around kind of £150-ish. It's a great little feature that not a lot of other guitars have. So that's why I like this one. So there we are. So there's 3 guitars that are perfectly suited for beginners, different kind of price brackets, you know, different levels of quality in there that I think are perfect for beginners, but it's not restricted to these. It's not like these are the be all and end all. There are a variety out there. Like I say, if you like the Fender but maybe wanted a smaller size and something that's in a relatively affordable price bracket, then I'd also recommend the Fender CD60, which is this kind of price bracket. You get the Fender quality, but it's this kind of size as well. There are various other travel guitars out there that are great for children. So really, hopefully today, you've kind of learned a little bit more about what to look for. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you very soon.